Hi, I'm Denise O'Malley. This isn't the normal setting that I have when I do recorded videos, but I decided I really wanted to keep this one real. In fact, so real you may hear a cat meowing in the background. This is my home office that's under construction. This is me with my hair a mess, and I'm sitting here in sweats and a t-shirt. It's me being real. I decided that it was time for me to record my story and get it out to the world and speak from my heart. So here's my story. It began on December 1st, 2015. Okay, it probably began way before then, but that's the turning point. On December 1st, 2015, do you know where you were at 3:30 in the morning? I know where I was. I was sitting at my desk, not in this office. I was sitting at my desk because I'd woken up in the middle of the night, nauseated with the thought of going to work the next day. And that's a pretty good sign that change needs to take place. So the backstory is that I began in the insurance industry in 1981, and I jokingly said for years that the bad thing about working in the insurance industry is once you were in it, nobody else wanted you. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but that was just my experience. What happened is that I started developing all these skills and experiences, and I built a really impressive resume, and I had positions that with fantastic titles and made a lot of money, and I hated it. But I didn't know what my it was. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I kept taking positions. I kept taking responsibility. And on December 1st, 2015, I'd been working with eye doctors for the 10 years previous. The eye doctors had a vision plan, an employee benefit program. And for the first 5 years, I was their national sales director. And for the remaining 5 years, I was a consultant to various states, groups of doctors within what were called IPAs. And on December 1st, I'd had enough. I woke up nauseated. I knew I couldn't do it anymore. And so I wrote a letter to my clients and I quit. Cold turkey. No notice. Now, I'm not completely heartless. They'd known for months that I was looking to get out. I had been applying for positions that were high-paying jobs, and every single time I came in number two. And in fact, there were instances where I knew that they were drafting the offer to me, and at the 11th hour, they got the perfect resume for someone to hold that position, and it should go to them. And the fact is I don't think I would have liked any of those jobs. But hey, I had bills to pay, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So, hey, let's try other things. And on December 1st, when I woke up, I didn't have a backup plan. I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. I felt like a fraud. I had been in a position where I was giving advice and they weren't following it. And why they kept paying me was beyond me. But they kept giving me more projects and kept me lingering, even though they knew that I was wanting to get out of what I was doing. And so at 3:30 in the morning when I typed that email, I will tell you that it felt like I was saving my soul. I needed to be honest with me. And again, I'm not heartless. I'm not stupid. I waited to send it until after my husband got up. And I had him read it. And he just took a deep breath and said, okay, now I know what the Acapulco cliff divers feel like. Diving off a cliff and you're not 100% certain what's below you. And as I said, I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have anything sitting in the wings. I had my insurance license. I knew I didn't want to go back into selling insurance. I knew I didn't want to work within the insurance industry. And so I was on the job boards. I was out making contacts with people. And on December 5th, 4 days later, I turned to meditation because that's what I do when I'm stressed. Now, you got to understand, I'm not this master meditation person. In fact, I own the book Meditation for Dummies because I'm just not a pro at it. It's never really worked as the experts say that it would. But I turned to meditation because I was at the bottom of my barrel and I didn't know what else to do. And it was in that meditation where I heard something. I heard this voice say to me, you know what you need to do. You have the skills and experience to do it. Go do it. And luckily I knew what it was. You see, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm always thinking of business ideas. And several years before, I had come up with a fantastic idea. My husband is a massage therapist, and he was working at Elements Massage. And I decided to take a job part-time at the front desk on evenings and weekends because I figured what was going to happen was that when he went out on his own, I'd run his practice and do all the marketing and be the person greeting all the clients. And I needed to learn how to run a massage practice. And while I was there, one of my jobs was to sell those monthly memberships, to have the clients that come in agree to sign up on a monthly deduction from their checking account or they're on the credit card to pay for a massage every single month. It was a requirement of my job, and the clients didn't like it. And I kept hearing from them over and over again, you know, if this was taken out of my paycheck, I'd do it in a heartbeat, but I don't want it coming off my credit card or my debit card. I know how to do that. When I was working with the optometrist on this vision plan, I learned some skills. I learned how to create a product, how to price the product, how to build the claims and administration system, how to recruit providers to it, and how to get it launched in the market. And I came up with this idea for a payroll deduction massage therapy program for Elements Massage. And I presented it to my franchise owner, and he wouldn't do anything with it. He would not introduce me to the right people at Elements Massage to present it to. So I just put the idea on the shelf. Literally, it went on the shelf in my closet, in my office. Now, fast forward to this December 5th, 2015, and I knew what that was the it that I was being told to do, to take it off the shelf and to develop it into a bona fide business plan and sell it to Elements Massage. And by this point in time, I actually knew the founder of Elements Massage, fabulous woman by the name of Michelle Maruniak. This woman is amazing, the company that she had built, and she was no longer an owner of Elements, but she knew the right people and she could introduce me to them. So I immediately came out of that meditation. I went over to my computer. I sent an email off to Michelle and I said, hey, I've got a business idea I want to run past you. And if you like it, I'd like an introduction to the right people at Elements to pitch it to. Would you meet with me? She was so gracious. She said yes. And we had a meeting scheduled for December 18th. So I had 13 days, just under 2 weeks. And I worked during those 2 weeks. I fine-tuned that business plan. I did projections. I looked at their market. I created sample product descriptions. I priced it out. I had everything done. And I had first-year annual projections of roughly $25 million, $54 million the second year. It was not a small potatoes type of thing that I put together. And on December 18th, she and I sat down for that cup of coffee. And she took a look at it, the business plan. And literally within 5 minutes, she stopped and she looked at me and she says, oh my God, Denise, you have got to do this. But you're not to sell it to Elements. You're to keep it for yourself. And then she said 6 very pivotal words to me that have guided me since that day. And those 6 words were, you're setting your sights too low. Okay, I didn't think I'd been setting my sights too low with a first year projections of about $25 million. And she had an idea of what she meant, and she went into the explanation of it. And I'm not going to share that in this video. But I took her words to heart. And on the 20-minute drive home that night, I completely revamped my entire business plan. And what I took those words to mean, how they resonated with me, was to open it up to all modalities. And so I revamped my business plan. And on January 1st, 2016, I decided, you know what, this sounds like it's a really good day to launch the company. And I'd had a shell company that was dormant from a previous business venture. So I just took it off the shelf. I dusted it off. We had the LLC already created. We just added a DBA to it. We were just able to make some changes with the state with name registration. Everything was good to go. It was like, hey, okay, let's go into business right now. So I did. Now, mind you, I didn't know any health and wellness professionals. I'm a reformed insurance agent. And the only health and wellness professionals I actually did know was my husband, the massage therapist, a couple of practitioners in his office, and my chiropractor. That was the extent of my world. And of course, I signed them up immediately. And my husband was contract number one, as he should have been. And I started trying to figure out how I was going to market to health and wellness professionals because I just didn't have him in my world. On the third Thursday in January, the date escapes me, I attended a networking meeting. I'd been to it once before representing my husband's business. It was called Ladies Who Lunch. And it's a great little group of women who get together, and there's typically 30 or 40 women who attend the meetings. And what I knew from having gone there representing my husband's practice months and before is that there's a lot of health and wellness professionals who attend it. So I attended the meeting. And again, there were 30 or 40 people there. I can't recall how many. A lot of them were independent health and wellness professionals. So I got everybody's business cards. And after the meeting, I didn't have a whole lot to do because I'm still building a company. There's not a lot of activity going on. So I sent a personal email to every single one of them, and I divided them into two groups. And to the first group, which were those who are not health and wellness professionals, I just said, hi, it was a pleasure meeting you today. I know there were a lot of people. I want to reintroduce myself to you. And it went into a little explanation and just ended it with, if there's anything I can do to be of service to you, I would love to have that opportunity to talk. Group number two were the health and wellness professionals. It was about half the group. And I sent them a similar email. Hi, Denise O'Malley, great meeting you. It was a fantastic speaker. Absolutely validated the fact that it was a fantastic speaker. And again, there were so many people there I want to reintroduce myself to. And I went into an explanation of what Unedited Wellness was all about. And at the time we had a different business name we were going by. But I just what my vision was, and that I would love to have a conversation with them. Oh, my word, between both sets of emails that I sent out, my schedule got packed. And I had all these hour one-on-one telephone conversations with the 20 health and wellness professionals that were there and a bunch of the ones that weren't health and wellness professionals. And I shared my vision with them, and they were like, where do I sign up? And this is what the comments I got back were, oh my God, this is exactly what we've always needed. This is what I've always dreamed of. I had people who said they had tried to put something together, but they got lost in the weeds. And I think the only reason why I was able to do it is because I had this very interesting skill set from my previous life. I knew how to do these things, but I didn't know anything about the world of health and wellness. And so they started introducing me to people who introduced me to people who introduced me to people. And before long, I'd get a phone call from someone saying, hi, I'm so-and-so. So-and-so said I should call you and tell you about, and I didn't even know who the person was that they had talked to. And we grew. And the next thing you know, we're at 250 locations, representing roughly 700 health and wellness professionals. We have health and wellness professionals in about 8 or 9 different states right now. And my goal is to have Unedited Wellness and have 1,000 providers in every state on average before I get to retire. And I have a retirement date set. But Unedited Wellness answers a need in the community. It's something that nobody else is doing quite like us. And the reason why nobody else is doing it like we are is because I listened to the people who give the care. I designed a program based on their needs and wants and what they knew their clients needed. And it's grown, and there's so much we can do. And now we are not this employee benefit program that for payroll deduction massage therapy. With a network of health and wellness professionals, we can do so much. I never knew this could happen, that you could get all these health and wellness professionals together with a network and change things, change lives. Of course, we created the Employee Wellness Benefit Plan. It's an employer-subsidized program to give employees access to the health and wellness professionals. And we started having people say, you know what, I want to take my expertise into the workplace and teach like lunch and learns, but I don't know how to go about doing it. I did. We created a catalog of health and wellness education topics. It's amazing. And then I had people contacting me saying, oh my gosh, I love what You Define Wellness is all about, but you know, I work for someone who doesn't want to put this type of a plan in place, or I'm self-employed, or I'm a retiree. Do you have a program for me? So we created the Healthy Living Savings Card that offers them discounts on the health and wellness products and services that they want. And before you knew it, I suddenly had 130 or more modalities in our plan. Modalities I never heard of before. And we started stretching our minds and saying, hey, it's not all about what the general public thinks wellness is all about, you know, nutrition and fitness. And, you know, I call it take your daily meds, get your movement in, eat the healthy foods, drink your water, get your sleep. MEDS, movement, eating healthy, drinking water, get your sleep, take your daily meds. Yes, we all know those are the key components of living a healthy life. But the fact of the matter is why are so many people not healthy? Why are so many people not doing those things? Because they don't know about the different paths to wellness. And I started hearing from people who got so frustrated with their medical insurance, just like I had in my own life. And that's a whole different story. But Western medicine didn't work for me. I'd been given medication that made me suicidal. I had been given misdiagnosis. I'd been told I couldn't have kids, and I have 3. It didn't work for me. And so I had relied on my chiropractor and my husband, the massage therapist, and the people in his office for a very long time. And I wasn't alone. There are so many people out there saying the same things, but they're having to pay out of pocket for those services. And quite frankly, you don't want those services included in medical insurance, because all it's going to do is increase the price. And I can get on a whole soapbox about that. You define wellness with a network means we can do so many other things. We had people who said they wanted to go and help people at time of crisis and trauma. Because when crisis and trauma hits the workplace, what the employers are told is bring in the psychotherapists and the counselors. And that's really, really important. But it's not enough, because that's not the path for everyone. So we came up with this idea of, let's come up with a holistic healing workplace crisis support team, a group of our providers who can go into the workplace and help the employees find different paths to get through that crisis and trauma. And I announced it out there that I wanted to have an exploratory meeting just to see if this is the direction we want to go. And, you know, within 3 days, I had a phone call from someone who was a Facebook friend who said, my daughter's elementary school needs you. One of the kids committed suicide over the weekend. Can you go in and help the employees? Wow, I'm getting goosebumps. Those are the types of things that we can do with a network. And, you know, it's unlimited. But the only way that we are going to be able to make serious change in the community and help the people who need us most is to have a robust provider directory, because employers want to know that there are people on the plan that their employees can go to. 250 are not enough. You may think so, but how many people live in Metro Denver alone? And what about the United States? We need more. We need more providers stepping up to the plate and saying, yes, this is the world that we want to participate in. And you know what? I know that without the providers in the network, I can't sell our employee benefit program. I need you. You know, if Blue Cross Blue Shield or United Healthcare or any of those other health insurance companies didn't have providers in their network, doctors in their network, they wouldn't have a product to sell. We're the same way. It can't be just one or two in a geographic area. It needs to be more, especially when you have so many modalities. You've got to have more. And the more that you have, the more people are talking about, the more the word is going to get out there. And you know what? We're a grassroots organization. I am in my basement office that is under construction. I'm looking at the drywall across from me, and you can see the studs above me. This will all become a professional office very, very soon. But I couldn't wait to do this video for that until that happens. I needed to do it now because I need to talk to everyone. I need to share with you this vision that we can create change. This feels so divinely guided. I know we're on the right path. It's amazing what we're doing. And it's all up to you. You, the person watching this video, is this the world you want to live in, either as a consumer accessing the people who are in our network or as a provider for our network? Are you willing to go that extra step to say, hey, yes, this is the world that we need. This is exactly what I've dreamt of. This is exactly what my clients have been asking for. I'm willing to help make it happen. Are you? I need you. I also need salespeople. I need a team. I need people who are passionate about this mission and vision of what we're doing to call on health insurance agents, payroll companies, companies that make decisions about employee benefit programs. I need salespeople to go out and talk to health and wellness professionals, spread the word, because this is grassroots. I have bootstrapped it pretty much from day one, which means that we don't have the deep pockets of those health insurance companies to do a lot of national advertising. What you get right now is me sitting in my basement office and a couple hundred health and wellness professionals who are committed to making this happen. So I don't know where we're going from here. It's all golden. The support that we're having is fantastic. I can't wait to see what this looks like on the day that I get to retire and turn the keys over to someone else who will continue the vision. But until that day, I am committed to changing the world as I can and getting on my soapbox and talking about health insurance and the mess that it's in and the world that we can be living in and the vision that I have. So I thank you for watching this crazy ass video. And if I can be of service to you, if you want to learn more about Udefine Wellness, if you want to join our efforts, reach out to me. You can go to my website at www.you, that's Y-O-U, definewellness.com, because that's what we're all about, honoring the fact that each person can define wellness for themselves. And thank you again for watching.